Welcome to Dollars and Cents with Freedman Financial, the home for financial advice in a language you can understand. Created by Marc Freedman of Freedman Financial, he and his team of certified financial planner professionals will discuss timely topics that help individuals and families make smart financial decisions. And now, get ready for this week's edition of Dollars and Cents with Freedman Financial.
Welcome back to the last edition of Dollars and Cents for the year 2025.
End of the year,
It is the end of the year edition, though we really aren't planning to do anything too much different this week, but we are here celebrating the last week of the year. Christmas is behind us. We got New Year's ahead of us this weekend, and that's going to be it. Then we move into 2026. My name is Marc Freedman, and
I'm Marion Gilman.
And we're here to provide you with some financial advice in a language you can understand as you prepare for the upcoming year 2026.
Have you made your New Year's resolutions yet?
You know, I've stopped making New Year's resolutions because I'm just kidding myself.
I know. I'm with you.
It's just, it just doesn't happen.
Right.
All the things, years and years and years and years go by where I'm making New Year's resolutions and it's the same resolution usually. So, I'm 59 now. Heck with it.
This is a big year for you.
Yes. In May I will turn 60.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's
nice
happens.
round number.
It is round. So now I've actually passed age 59 and a half, so I can officially take money from my retirement accounts if I want. I'm not, and so that isn't. So for those of you that are watching,
that's right. Yeah. Explain this.
Yeah. So any of you that have an IRA account, if you're over the age of 59 and a half, you have the ability to take money out of your IRA without having to pay that 10% IRS tax penalty.
Yes.
But I can't think of anyone in our office that has done that in 10 years, perhaps.
Before age 59 and a half?
It's a rarity.
Yeah, it really is. It's only if there's been some emergency. We have had instances, but rarely.
It's so rare. But I will also tell you this. It's, this year 2025 has been an interesting year because most people will say, oh, what a great year it's been. But others will say, was it really? And we forget that in April, we had a period of time this year where the market was down almost 15%.
Significantly.
Right?
That it was 15%. That's correct. Yeah. So it didn't stay down for that long, but we did have a decline, and I think everybody forgets that when they look at the numbers now because it's looking pretty good right now.
I'm thinking to myself, so we're up almost double digits for the year on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, on the S&P 500, on the NASDAQ.
Right.
Not quite as good as what it was in 2024. 2025 was a better year, but really, anything that's double digits, I don't care if it's 10 or anything better than that. That's better than anybody really expected.
That's right.
But what's really interesting is people think back now, we're 5 years outside of COVID, right? And COVID happened, there was whispers of it in the December of 2019. It really kicked in, the worst of it, around March of
2020.
Yeah.
Yes.
But think about it, the market also dropped pretty precipitously in that March-April period of time of 2020, similar to what we just had in 2025, though not as much. Not as much in 25 as it did in 2020.
Yeah.
But both years ended up positive.
That's right. And just because it happens, but just because the Dow declines or the S&P 500 declines, does not mean it will not quickly turn around.
It can. Does it mean it will? Well, I don't know.
You never know.
But it could. And history suggests that it will likely do that.
And I will say that in all of our years, we've always seen it recover. It depends how long it takes it to recover, but it always has recovered.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's been a year and a half or two.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a month or two. You just don't know. And so it begs the question, Marion, when new people come to talk to us and they ask us questions, they'll say, as you're building out my investment portfolio, how bad does the economy, the market have to get, or the market have to drop before you actually sell out? And how do we respond to that, Marion?
We don't sell out.
Not at all?
Not at all. We might rebalance but we don't sell out.
You're
unless somebody.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just. Being,
I'm just joking.
He's just being Marc.
I am. I am, because it really sometimes comes as a surprise. People will say, well, come on, you must really get in. Or no, we don't.
Because remember, you need to be right twice. And what happens is it's always towards the end of the decline that people can't stand it anymore and they just need to get out. So that's when they sell. And it's not until we've seen a recovery of sorts, and that recovery typically has happened very quickly at the beginning. So that those first couple of days, it could recover quite a bit of market movement, and you're not in there. Nobody ever gets back in before it starts to go up, or right as the moment it turns around.
Yeah, that return, when the market drops harshly, the uptick that happens following those harsh days is oftentimes very dramatic. It's because the market oftentimes oversells. Now, if you're watching on the news, if you're listening, if you're looking at your social media feeds, you're going to get scared. And sometimes it's that gut reaction. And the problem is today, you can get out just by hitting a button on your phone in many cases. Not here. One of the beauties of the relationship that our clients have with us is that they have visibility into their portfolio. But the trading needs to go through us so that you can have a rational voice before you jump off the cliff, before you do anything emotional or just with your gut. We want you to check back in. And I think it's a great little safety valve that you have by allowing a financial advisor to be in that spot, to kind of give that little whisper in your ear to make sure that you're thinking rationally before you say, I'm out.
No question, absolutely. So there's no trading by the clients here, and I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, and oftentimes when markets go down, people will say, well, this time it's different.
Oh, it was different this year.
Well, it was different with tariffs. You're right, it was different because it was about tariffs, not about planes flying through the World Trade Center.
It was different during COVID.
Different during COVID, and different during when there was the financial crisis.
That's right.
And different when the government was going to shut down, and different and different and different. Well, the story might be different, but the way the economy has worked over 100+ years is each year, no matter the challenge that's presented to us in the economic environment, the United States figures out a way to fix things, to improve things. We are very resilient.
Very resilient.
We are.
We really are.
And that's what sometimes people have to trust in. You know, I see all of these different signs. It depends on who's running for president, of course, or who the current president is. There's one party that's throwing all sorts of jabs at the other party about whether it's no kings or no democracy or no, all this kind of stuff. And really, what are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to accomplish with all? Because at the end of the day, the market is bigger than all of us. The economy is bigger than all of us. The government is bigger than all of us. And frankly, the president that gets elected into office is more powerful than all of us. And we have to learn to accept that and live with the fact that the government, the world, our country is built with some guidelines. Now, guidelines are not laws. And I think we talk about this a lot, Marion.
We do.
We talk about the difference between what's law and what is a guideline. Because just because something might appear to be a rule is only, to me, a law if it's enforced.
That's right.
And that's, what is driving 55 miles an hour? Is that a law?
No.
To me, it's a guideline, because if you went over 55 miles an hour, everybody should get a ticket.
It probably is a law, but
But if it's treated, but if it isn't enforced, if a law is not enforced for everybody, it's simply a guideline and left for interpretation. Yeah. And so we have to recognize that as financial advisors for you in building your portfolios, to say, I'm not going to worry about the powerful sound bites that come flowing through the media, because that's just it. It's the news of the day.
And you need to be very careful about that, because remember, what the news is selling. They have to sell the news. They want you to listen to the news. So, they try to, inflate the news. It's Dow plunges. It's never Oh, the Dow went down. That doesn't sound very good. So everything is plunges, skyrockets, you name it. It's crazy.
You know, this past month we've been meeting with clients. Well, we meet with clients all the time, but as we've been doing, you know, a year-end report showing people how they've performed, and yes, if you've been invested and you have a well-allocated portfolio, you're generally satisfied, over-satisfied in many cases, with the return that you have.
Absolutely.
But what's interesting is ask someone this year, what do you think contributed to your success in your portfolio? And oftentimes it's not the investments that they thought contributed to their success.
It's the investments that they didn't think. Because this year, you know, everybody has, you know, been fed up with international stocks because foreign stocks have not done well. U.S. has beat foreign markets for years, you know, probably the last 10 years at least. And this year, guess what? Things turned around.
International stocks certainly outperformed everything.
And of course, the dollar weakened, so the dollar strengthened against the economy. So anyways.
International securities did very well. Those that had exposure really saw a nice boost to their portfolios.
That's right.
You know, we hear about AI, we hear about the stocks that all fall into the AI category. And yes, some of them did well, some of them did okay. But when you buy a mutual fund this year, it wasn't supercharged by one or two stocks in a growth fund. It was these international funds.
That's right.
That did
really well.
so well.
Right.
I mean, one of the things that, I mean, we'll talk about this next week because last year on the January 2005 podcast, we took some predictions. Christian, you and I, we all sat here and we offered up our predictions. And next week we will share with you what the results of those predictions were. But I will tell you, we were all asked the question, do you think large cap will outperform small cap or small cap outperform large cap after 2 very good years of large cap performance?
Right.
And all 3 of us felt that small cap investments would outperform large cap. And we were wrong.
Yep. That we certainly were wrong.
But we also asked the question, will United States investments outperform international investments?
Right.
Though we still have a couple more days left in the market and anything can happen.
Right. It looks
international outperformed
right. It looks
domestic.
like that will continue for the next week.
And and so, Marion, as we sit here for end of 2025 and we look to 2026, what advice do we have for our clients for the upcoming year?
You know, do the same thing. I mean,
it's boring, isn't it?
Really boring. And I think that's part of the problem with a lot of individuals. We have a well-diversified portfolio. We spread the risk throughout the market. We spread in the potential growth. We don't switch randomly among various investments just because one is the fund of the day or whatever it might be, or this category is doing fantastically well. Because by the time you actually do that, that category is not doing fantastically well anymore. So you need that diversification. You never know when a particular category is going to turn around and outperform. So, you know, we've been invested in foreign stocks for years, and this year paid off.
Boring means hitting singles and doubles.
That's right.
We're not going to shoot for the home runs. Sure, people will ask us about all the nuanced investments that are presenting, whether it's some type of currency that I don't even know what the heck it means, whether it's buying a hard asset like gold or silver or something like that, buying private equity investments, all of that stuff. Folks, I hate to say, I sound like my dad when I sit here and think, you know, been there, done that. We have seen so many instances where there was a hot investment and people came to us and they say, oh, you got to put this in your clients' portfolios. And we said, for what reason? Is it really worth it over the long term? Now, if you're looking to take a speculative approach and say, hey, I want to try to triple my money or quintuple my money in a month or two. First of all, we're not the place to do that. But if that's what you're looking to do, that's called speculation. That's not called investing. We're investing for the long term.
And we're very focused on the long term. And short-term fluctuations don't make a whole lot of difference in the long term.
It really doesn't. Those that invest with a plan, with methodology, with diversification, proper asset allocation, some rebalancing along the way, and a portfolio that integrates into a much fuller plan are those that will have a better chance at success in the future.
Because they stay in.
They do.
They don't sell out. So because we have diversification, things might be moving in different directions, but you don't see quite the volatility as you would with just large growth assets or just small company assets. So it gives you the confidence to stay invested, stay the course.
And that's what we call financial advice in a language you can understand. That's going to do it for us this week. If you'd like to learn more about Freedman Financial, become a client of the office, all you need to do is call our office, 978-531-8108, or visit us on the web, freedmanfinancial.com. That's Freedman.
2 E's and a D.
Financial.com. Go to the bottom of any page. You can put in your name and your email address, and you'll be registered for our free weekly newsletter. It's called Planning Pointers. We've been delivering it every Friday, 10:30 in the morning, since March of 2009. Well, that wraps up 2025, Marion. I want to wish you a very happy new year.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Thank you very much, and happy new year to our listeners
Enjoy,
and viewers.
everyone.
Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you back here in 2026 with more financial advice in a language you can understand. Have a great day.
Have a great day.
During today's episode of Dollars and Cents with Freedman Financial, your host may have discussed specific financial planning and investment ideas that are for general information only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations. Please remember that investing involves risk and may include loss of principal. Always consult a certified financial planner professional, qualified attorney, or tax advisor prior to investing to determine what is appropriate for you. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA, SIPC.